What up, everybody? Thanks for checking into the Brown Mamba podcast. For those of you who don't know, my name is Jackson, and this is, NFL championship weekend. Big weekend. Final four teams are in it. All four really great teams. In my opinion, the four best teams. I thought there were five with the Cowboys, but obviously they ran out of time and couldn't get the job done. But I truly believe the four best teams are in the final, championship weekend. And let's see how I think they're gonna do. All right, so starting off in the NFC, we got the Green Bay Packers at the Atlanta Falcons, and this is going to be an absolute slobber knocker, in my opinion. Just gunslinging all over the place. I'm looking at it right now. As of right now, the over-under is 60, which I think I've heard is like the highest over-under in a playoff game ever. Don't be surprised if, there's not a whole lot of defense being played this weekend. But, man, the Falcons are the favorite, -5. I think that I've done a lot of thinking about this for a long time, just because the main thing is, do you go with the best offense all season long, or do you go with the guy who's the hottest and best player in the league right now, in Aaron Rodgers? And, ultimately, I think that the Falcons can get the job done. Maybe they won't cover, but they can, I think they can pull it out just based on the fact that they haven't shown any real signs of weakness yet on offense. And, Aaron Rodgers started off slow and he picked it up, but, anytime that they start bad, that they're always due to fall back down, and there's a huge chance that this might be that week. Plus, excuse me, everyone's kind of already writing in Aaron Rodgers as and the Packers already going to the Super Bowl, and there's that whole real nobody believes in us mentality that the Falcons have, and there's a lot of bulletin board material this week, and like I said, just based on that alone, like I said, the Falcons have been consistently, if not the best team, for sure the best offense all season long, consistently the best. And like I said, they haven't shown any signs of weakness yet, or any signs of slowing down. They handled the Seahawks, who, to the Seahawks' credit, weren't, at full strength, but they handled them easily. They just have the biggest and strongest and fastest receivers, like all three of them, especially Julio Jones, and they can. They have a two-headed monster with the running backs with Devontae Freeman and Tevin Coleman. Like, it's tough, and the tight ends are no slouches either. But like I said, it's going to be a great game. It's going to be an absolute gun-slinging gun show. I just think the Falcons can get the job done. I guess in the last game in the Georgia Dome, there's like a lot of running jokes, been going around about how everyone's making a big deal about the Georgia Dome, and there hasn't been anything really that memorable there. But maybe this might be it for the Falcons, and they can leave the Georgia Dome on a good note. All right, now moving on to the AFC, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers going to New England to face the Patriots. Now, going into the game, there's already the whole controversy about Tomlin calling the Patriots assholes, which they are. They are. There's no doubt about it. But just a quick side note on that whole situation. It could have been a lot worse, and that's the reason why people are making it a big deal. But ultimately, nothing bad really came out of it. I hope for future reference teams don't do that, or players on teams do not do that anymore, because as a former high school football player myself, there are a lot of things said and done in locker rooms that, should not, be let known to the public. And I'll just leave it at that. So, a lot of bulletin board material for this weekend. For the Patriots. They already know they're assholes. They already know everyone thinks they're assholes and all that. But just the fact that it's always like, whenever you hear someone actually say it, you just actually feel surprised and wow, I can't believe they actually said it. So, but even besides that, this is going to be a really, really tough game to pick. Ultimately, I think I'm going with the Pats. Like I said, kind of similarly to the Falcons, they've just consistently been a great team all season long. Haven't really shown a whole lot of chinks in the armor, but and on top of that, the Steelers' offense hasn't really been, firing like they have been in the past, or we know that they have the potential to. I don't know whether Big Ben is hurt or Antonio Brown is hurt or teams are just really doing a good job covering. I mean, the Chiefs do have a great defense, and they did a good job shutting down Antonio Brown, but like I said, they're just it's a three-headed attack with the Pittsburgh Steelers with Ben Roethlisberger, Antonio Brown, and Le'Veon Bell, and right now only one is carrying their load, and Le'Veon Bell, and you know I've seen some stuff that like I guess the Pats are like in the bottom percentile of the league in giving up receiving yards to running backs, which is not good for them considering that Le'Veon Bell is just as dangerous as a receiver than he is as a runner, and you know yeah, like I said, I think the Patriots can do it, and the only chance the Steelers have is if Ben and Antonio Brown can get going, because once they get them going, that opens up a whole lot more things, because they're already going to do the whole thing where everyone's already been talking about it, I know, but they're going to do the whole thing where they double him with their number two corner and a safety, and then leave their top corner on their number two guy. That's obvious, but Antonio Brown is so good that he can actually make you have to have a third guy watching him. That can just open more things up, and essentially what they want to do is just get they need the not as much of the home run play, but they want that big play potential. And then the thing is, like, the potential hasn't been there, and if the potential's there, you have to think about it. And if you think about it for that one extra second, that's all the time Antonio Brown needs to actually make one of those plays, or to have someone else make one of those plays. Who knows? Because they do have a lot of speed with DHB and Eli Rogers, and even Le'Veon Bell too. Like I said, the biggest thing the biggest advantage that the Steelers have is their fear of the big play with all these playmakers that they have. And in the last few weeks, they haven't had that fear as much, but it's still there. It's still there, and don't think that the Patriots are going to take their foot off the gas, on Antonio Brown, or take him very lightly this game just because he hasn't been as productive in this season as he was in past seasons. But I think that the Pats can get it done. Tom Brady is still Tom Brady. I mean, what more can you say other than that? Even without Gronk, if they had Gronk, it'd be for sure like no way. There's no one that can cover him on that defense. They have great coverage linebackers and like Shazier and Timmons and those guys, but they're just not. No one can stop. They can't cover Gronk. He's too big. And but Tom Brady still finding ways to get it done with Edelman and Hogan, and even the running backs. Now James White's finally breaking out. James White and Deion Lewis. Those guys are finally breaking out of their shell. And so yeah, give me the Pats over the Steelers. And this has all the makings to be a really, really great NFL championship weekend. And this is it. This is 2 more weeks of football this weekend, and hopefully we can go out with a bang. And while we're still on the topic of football, I just wanted to give my quick 2 cents on the Raiders officially putting in the bid to relocate to Vegas. I didn't think it was going to happen until, then I saw once the Chargers moved to LA, like officially, then I was like, damn, it's probably going to happen. First and foremost, I just feel bad for the city of Oakland. I mean, I've never been to Oakland, but I got mad love for Oakland, for the town. I've been a diehard Raider fan my whole life. The whole Bay Area, like, it just hurts, especially because they're losing the Warriors, coming up. I don't remember who it is, but there's a great article right now about how the Warriors will refuse to acknowledge the fact that they're in Oakland, and then they're going to leave to go to San Francisco, and it's just bad news bears all around. Like I said, I just feel real bad for the city of Oakland if they do end up moving, because there's so much love in that city. I mean, yeah, they get kind of a bad rep for all the stuff that goes on in the city, but there's nothing but love in Oakland. They love their sports teams more than anything, and it's just sad to see everyone try to leave them when they've shown them nothing but love. Especially when the Warriors and the Raiders were bad, they were selling them. They're selling that place out no matter what, they were down with them the whole time, and they were there from the beginning, and it looks like they're going to be with them till the end. I'm sad, just because, like I said, like it's just gonna sound weird as Las Vegas Raiders if it does happen. There's still a chance that it won't happen. I'm not, this isn't a eulogy for them, because they still need 3/4 vote. I think I'm looking at it right now. They need 24 of the 32 owners need to approve it, and we have till March. So hopefully they can, figure it out. It's just the big thing that's, the big cloud over it is all the gambling implications. I mean, this isn't like the 1940s and 50s when, the mafia and all that stuff. It was like, they're paying off players and like, bribing guys and shit like that. But I mean, it's out there, like, and it's just like, it's that cloud is still over, that cloud is still raining over the heads of all these players, all these teams, and all that stuff. And it's just, it's a big possibility because, I mean, it happens, it does happen. And just being in Vegas, being in Vegas is, Vegas is the place that you go to for just the weekend and just let out all, just let loose, let out all the demons. And then you just to kind of decompress, like, okay, I need to get it all out. But as far as like living there all the time and around it's called Sin City for a reason. You know what I mean? Like just being around it is bad news. And that's not, I'm not judging the character of the players or anyone involved with the Raiders or anything like that. But it's just anyone who's young with money, and all the temptation, it's just, not good. And like I said, this isn't an indictment or a judgment of any of their character. Like I know that they'll all be fine, but it's just, if you put yourself in a close to a bad situation or a potentially bad situation, potentially something bad might happen. So, who knows? Maybe it'll be really great for the league. I don't know. I personally wouldn't want it to happen, just being a Raider fan my whole life. I just like Raiders being in Oakland. Even if they came to LA, like, I would still feel bad for Oakland. Like, that's the Oakland Raiders. Like, LA, they were in Oakland first, then they came to LA, and they went back. Like, so, yeah, it's going to be tough if they do end up moving. It'll be a little bit closer for me to go see home games, but, my whole thing, too, is there was never a team there, for a long time, and I'm pretty sure that's for a reason. That's just the way I look at it, It's not like, they're coming back to Vegas like the Rams did, coming back to LA. Like, there was just never a team in Vegas. And like I said, I'm pretty sure that was for a reason. And, I don't know why they would want to start changing things now. But, obviously, I know why. There's a whole lot of money involved. And, anytime you're in Vegas, there's literally, like, money everywhere in Vegas. But, yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. We still have till March, like I said, until they make the vote. And hopefully keep our fingers crossed. Keep Oakland and the Raiders standing to prayers and stuff like that. Because, yeah, that'd be really pretty devastating. Not just for the city of Oakland, but for the Raiders in general. All right, and also this week, the All-Star lineups were announced. Actually, yesterday, the starting lineups, that is. And to say there was some controversy, might be an understatement. In the East, we had Kyrie Irving, DeMar DeRozan at the guards. And in the front court, we had LeBron. And surprisingly, but not surprisingly, in the first time, Giannis, the Greek freak, Antetokounmpo, and Jimmy Butler was in it. And then in the West, we had, so I guess, again, surprisingly but not surprisingly, Steph Curry and James Harden with no Russell Westbrook, which I'll get to, and Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, and AD in the front court. Now, when I go into this, I'm just going into saying that for the league, this is the best kind of problem that they can have, where the league is in such a good place, where there's so many good players right now, that one of the biggest arguments for the All-Star game is that the reigning two-time MVP is starting over someone who's not an MVP. Like, if that's the big controversy and big problem, that's a great problem to have, because that's the case here in the West. A lot of people thought that Russell Westbrook should have started. I'm gonna say it, myself included. I think he should have started, but Yeah, he's not going to be starting. He's going to be coming off the bench more than likely. And same thing in the East with the guards. A lot of people felt that Kyle Lowry should have deserved to start. Well, I mean, I do think he's great. It's like the popular vote was going to go to Kyrie. Everyone kind of knew that it was going to be Kyrie in there, and it was kind of just like, who's the other guard spot going to go to? Either DeMar or Lowry. All the stat nerds were just like absolutely losing it, going bonkers that Lowry didn't make it. He is, shooting and he's a lot, I guess statistically better than DeRozan, his teammate. But I mean, eye test, DeRozan's doing a lot of crazy things. I mean, but both of them, they're gonna make it anyway, just whether or not you're a starter or not. I know that there's like contract implications and stuff like that. For whether you make a starter or you're a reserve or you're this or that, whatever. And I get it, but they're gonna make it. But overall, I'm not too upset with these lineups. I mean, you kind of know who's gonna make it going into it. I'm really happy for Giannis. I'm glad that he made the starting five this time. He definitely deserves it. He's out there just man possessed. And everyone knew he was going to be really good, but I mean, I don't think people thought he was going to be this good this fast. And it's great to see him, progress the way that everyone thought he was going to. And then, like I said, I don't have any disagreements with, how it's gone so far. But who I think, like I said, I mean, I've been a little behind on all this stuff. I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember how many people are exactly going to be on the roster. Like, oh, sorry, but here's some other guys that I think that I think deserve to make the All-Star team. In the East, at the guards, you gotta have. I mean, I don't know if you can have carry three guards, but you gotta find a way to get Lowry, Isaiah Thomas, and John Wall. You just gotta find a way to get those three guys in there. They've been awesome all season long, and I mean, there's no way they've been awesome all season long. John Wall, even though he's playing on the bad Wizards, he's just been lighting it up right now, and he's playing for a contract, and he's definitely showing out right now. And Isaiah Thomas has been the most exciting fourth quarter player in the league this year, and he's showing no signs of slowing down either. And like I said, what I said about Kyle Lowry, he's the statisticians, the analytics guys, like big, I guess, wet dream. There's no other nice way to put it. I don't know, but yeah, he's the guy that they've all been salivating over and stuff, and. I'm pretty sure Melo's going to make it, D-Wade too. So, I mean, those are kind of two guys, like legacy guys, that just make it just based on name and longevity and stuff. And I really, really hope Joel Embiid makes it. I mean, he's been just similar to Giannis. Like, everyone knew he was going to be good, but they just didn't know he was going to be this good this fast.